All right, guys, Shotty T here. This is probably take four, take five now, trying to record this video. Forgot to put Do Not Disturb on. I had a phone call, but I do apologize for that video I uploaded. It didn't have any audio, and it did have audio when I recorded it, and even before I previewed it on YouTube, it was audio. But for some reason, when it posted to YouTube, the audio wasn't there. So tried to do some troubleshooting, but couldn't find anything that worked, so unfortunately I have to re-record this. I could have used the editing software to voice over record, but I've already deleted the video from my phone. Because usually once I upload the video to YouTube, I delete it from my phone itself because every stored video I have on my phone costs a lot of memory. So unfortunately I have to do another recording here, but I'll make sure once this video posts to YouTube that the audio works first before I delete it. But anyway, so the main thing that I was going to go over today, and first and foremost, happy Cinco de Mayo for those who celebrate. I know for some people this is just another day to drink, but it's a Sunday, by the way. So, but I'm not judging if you drink on Sundays. Nothing wrong with that. But me personally, I'm just going to be just chilling today. I do start my new day job tomorrow. So it's been a couple of weeks. I've been out in between jobs. That's why I had more time to do other hobbies and travel and do a lot of these videos. But won't be on the game as much once the new job starts, especially during the daytime. And plus, I won't be up as late at night because I have to get up early the next day. So I'll try to get videos out when I can, when I have that availability. Probably bulk record and then kind of dispatch them to be like placed out later in the week. I try to more use out of my time. But the main thing that the previous video was looking to accomplish, which the title of it is how to maximize your daily versus and your weekly totals. All right, and the key is patience, discipline, and preparation. Without any of that, you're gonna have a tough time on this game. Really, to be honest, if you don't have any of that in real life, you're gonna have a tough time in life. Like I mean, it's a correlation. I mean, you have to have all that. Like preparation is the mother of success, and then if you fail to plan, you're gonna plan to fail. So you have to have a plan. So this video, the objective is to help you plan your weeks and your days in some cases to maximize the most out of your verses. So right now we are in a cool down for the versus event. It is a 6-day event. It starts Sunday night because this is Sunday now. It starts Sunday nights at 10 o'clock my time, Eastern time, and you adjust your time zone accordingly. So whether that's Central, it's 9 o'clock p.m. If it's West Coast Pacific, then that's 7 o'clock. But wherever you are in the world watching this video, and thank you for your subscription, by the way, make sure that you account for that. So it's Sunday nights at 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern, just using my time frame. And it ends Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern. So that period that you have between Saturday night and Sunday night, which we are in right now, that's considered day zero. So that's just to kind of keep it simple. And then the rest of the days are going to be labeled days 1 through 6. Okay. So usually when you are in days 1 through 6, you will see a versus icon on the right hand side of your screen, right below the events and stuff. And sometimes, depending on what week you're in, you'll have Warzone, Duel, and Capital Conquest. But the verses, you'll see like a big circle with VS in it. But again, you will see that later tonight, depending on when you're watching this video. So my previous videos that I uploaded does show what the daily objectives are for each day, breaking them down and how to do them. So check those out for sure. This video will talk about all of those things as well. You just won't have the actual written version of it to look at because we are not in that official verses yet. But I have committed to memory all of those things that you need to have. So that way this video, even if you don't listen to the other videos, you should still be able to have success. But I do recommend you, especially for those that are more visual learners that like to see stuff in live action, or if you like to just look at written stuff, check out those other videos too. So, day zero, what are the keys to day zero? Well, the first key is to save your radar task for day one. So, day zero, remember, it starts at Saturday, 10 p.m. So, starting Saturday night, save all your radar tasks. So, right now, I have all these radar tasks saved since Saturday night. I have 35 of them now. Now, some of you guys may not have 40 slots, so you might have already been at full capacity. So, what you do is that you complete one task so that way you can have one spot open for other tasks to pop up throughout. But if you have tasks that have red dots already there, do not hit them. Let them marinate and sit until day one starts. If you have radar tasks that do not have a red dot, you're okay to start on them. You can do them. Like you can do the Doom Elite rallies, the Doom Walker rallies, the Doom Legion, which is that guy in that purple border. You can assist your teammates on stuff. Like what you see, I have different alliance members you see on that screen that like OMG, Gus, like and Oshkosh Bagosh. You can start on all those tasks, but do not complete them. Right? You can still collect them on the in the world. Like especially if you do your Doom Elites, you can collect the rewards there. You can collect the rewards from mining treasure digs out there in the world. But you don't want to click on the red button here though. Again, it's tempting to hit those buttons because it's red, but again, patience, discipline, do not hit. So day zero, save radar tasks. Another thing you do on day zero is mine resources. Right now, I have three teams that are gathering resources right now. And if you look at the timing of it, they're all set to be completed once day one starts. And that is with purpose because day one, you get credit for all resources that are gathered once they are completed. So to maximize use of that is to start on them before day one starts. So that's what I've done. So right now I have this. Well, that's a teammate. Let's go to the ones that I'm gathering. So this is me. All right, and I've already. I'm just gonna recall this troop real quick and then send it right back. I'm gonna send it right back there. I'm gonna send it right back there, so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So what it shows when it's expected to be completed. All right, so we're going back there. All right, so it is expected. It'll have an expected completion time, and it's kind of hard to show in this example. But whenever you about to mine something, it'll tell you when it's expected to be completed. And for me, all of these were expected to be completed after reset. So you can look for level 7s, level 8s, level 9s, whatever you can do, whatever you're short in, which for me is iron all day. So you can search for level 7, 8, 9. The higher the level, the longer it takes to complete. But that is the key. Find resources that are set to be completed once once day one starts. So that's what you're doing day zero. That's it. All right. You can do whatever else you want to do, maximize your arms race, but those two things, the radar test and the mining, that's stuff you want to do to prepare for day one. All right, so once you're in day one, you want to continue to do those things you did on day zero. All right, on day one, though, you're going to hit the red. You will be hitting your radar tasks. You will be hitting those red buttons, and you're going to have a whole bunch of them refresh throughout the day. You hit those red buttons there too. So just by doing your radar task alone on day one, especially if you save them up from day zero, you'll have easily over 1 million points. Easily. So, and keep in mind, and again, I don't have the visuals because we're not in the verses yet, but you obviously want to try to unlock as many boxes as possible, 4 through 6 here and 7 through 9 here. But if you don't have them unlocked, then you should easily be able to open all 3 of your first 3 boxes just by doing that alone. But the more points you get, it does help your alliance too. But and if even if you don't have those other boxes unlocked, you still want to maximize opening that, especially if you want to look that down the road for promotions within your alliance. So you don't want to do the bare minimum just because you don't have those boxes unlocked. Get them unlocked. Use the videos that I showed you guys how to what research task to focus on. You want to get to this as soon as possible. Whatever you got to do to get to here as soon as possible, just get there, because that's only going to help your account go to the next level. And again, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do any of this stuff. You just have to know what to upgrade and just use your first lady resources to get there sooner. Okay, so day one, focus on doing the radar test. And when you're going to, if you're going to be away from the game for a while, like if you're going to sleep, for example, so once tonight, before I go to bed, I'm going to resend my troops out in the field once again to mine some more stuff. So that way, when I wake up in the morning, there'll be more points to be earned from that. But the key is to make sure throughout that whole day, if you're going to start a new plot, make sure it doesn't finish after Monday is over. Make sure that it's finished before day one is completed. So if you have to mine like a level one, if you got like an hour left in day one before day two starts, then I would recommend mining like a level one resource so you can maximize every little point you can get for day one. All right. Another thing that is unique to day one are drone parts and combat data points. So drone parts, again, if you this will skyrocket your points by doing this. Like I've yet to have a day, I've yet to have a day one where I haven't opened all the boxes because of this. Like day one, you get battle data units by beating zombies out in the real world, also by doing Doom Elite rallies. So you do all that, and you get drone component parts. You get drone parts by going to the Alliance store, the campaign store. We talked about that in other videos. Also, you can do daily tasks to get that as well. Whenever you do more of these daily tasks, and they're free to do, you don't have to buy anything for any of this stuff. I mean, you do get daily tasks for making a payment, but as you can see, I have not made a payment. So you can still open up all these boxes at the top without spending money. And by doing so, you get 6 free drone parts every day. So if you just do this 7 days a week, you just earned yourself 42 drone parts, let alone what you can get from the Alliance store, which in this case, it'll reset in 4 hours. So there'll be another, I believe there are 30 to be gained here. And then when this resets, there's another 30 that can be gained there. So just by doing the bare minimum stuff in the game, that's 100 drone point parts. And there'll be other ways to earn drone parts through special events that you can gain throughout the week. Okay, so 100 drone parts minimum. So obviously, the higher your account gets progressed, it may take a couple of weeks to build up these drone parts, but if you take advantage of the resources that are in the game, you can almost open these on a weekly basis and get a lot of points out of it. All right, but outside of that, you also get points for using stamina on day one. Day stamina use, it varies depending on what you're using it on. If you're going after individual zombies, they cost 10 stamina to use. The iron zombies give you iron, the gluttons give you bread, and the miser gives you gold. So you can search throughout the map depending on what level of difficulty you can gain. And then the Doom Elites, they cost 20 units. They give you better rewards, but as you can see, you get your battle data by beating them. Also the zombies as well, you get battle data. So you get twice as much battle data, almost twice as much experience points, but you get way more of the gold. And yeah, you pretty much get twice as much all the other resources, but you also get a chance to get a whole bunch of other stuff with the Doom Elites. So that's why it costs twice as much stamina. But another way you can use your stamina is by attacking other bases. Now, depending on what server you're in, you might have different rules of engagement on which bases you can and cannot attack. Because the key is to make your server stronger for the upcoming server war. We did win our server war against 250 last week, but this week's going to be stiffer competition against 251. So it's definitely apropos for us to stay within the rules of engagement to make sure that our top alliances stay strong, and the alliance that are not as strong to either get better or merge together. But depending on your rules of engagement, our rules is that we don't attack alliance members that are in the top 20. If you're outside the top 20, find a way to get into alliance that has openings. We have openings, by the way. Join my alliance. We are RKB. We have this is a good recruiting video, by the way. We currently have 84 members, so we're looking for 16 people. So if you're in one of these alliances, they're outside the top 20. Join us. Minimum, you have to be at least level 7, at least level 19 to join us. But anyway, so that's how you find out if someone is in a top alliance or not. And again, your server might have different rules. So use your stamina. You get 5 attacks on any base where you can maximize getting resources. So to find out what type of resources each base has, you can scout them and then hit the battle icon. It tells you the results of the scout and see what type of resource they have. For me, I'm personally looking for something that got like at least 400 million gold and 400 million iron and 400 million food. So that's not quite where I want to rob. So sometimes you may have to search over the map. This person, I believe, is in the top 20 alliance, but this person is not. So I can scout him. I think they're top. I think they're number 19, 3M1. I remember seeing that there, 3M1. Yeah, 3M1 is number 19, so I cannot attack him. So sometimes you'll have random bases scattered throughout the map. You can't tell if they're in an alliance or not. Unfortunately, not everyone that's not in the alliance doesn't always stay within their server. So sometimes you have to double check them, see if they're in an alliance or not before you safely scout and attack them. So that's what you do. Maximize your stamina use. The game does give you free stamina. They give you 50 free stamina twice a day. There's a cooldown of 4 hours before it resets again. You can also get stamina in your inventory through treasure digs. You can also do the boss in the middle of the map. If you do 5 attempts there, you get the free 50 stamina. I think you get 2 or 3 total. There's some VIP stuff you can do to get free stamina as well. But there are many ways to get stamina. The Alliance store gives you, I think, 5 of these you can purchase in the stamina store. And then also you can use diamonds. But it does cost a lot when you do diamonds. It's 300 diamonds the first time, but then the second time that same day is 500, and then it goes to 1,000, then it goes to 2,000. I don't know where it goes beyond that, but it does reset each day where it goes back to 300 if you have to use diamonds to maximize your stamina. But this is the only day of the week that you actually get Alliance versus points for using stamina. So if you're going to use stamina at all during the whole week, other than events, because some events require stamina use, then just wait for day 1. So day 1, recap, radar tasks, usage, farming resources, preparing before that day and the day of to do that, as well as the drone parts. The experience points is another thing for day 1, but you want to save that for day 4 because you get more mileage out of using it for day 4. So day 1 emergency is for emergency use only. If you're like barely about to beat another alliance, that's the only, or if you're real close to opening up that last box that you're trying to aim for, that's the only exception generally you want to use for experience points on day 1. All right, but anyway, moving on to day 2. The first objective of day 2, first and foremost, save your radar tests for day 3. Because radar tests, they refresh every day. They show up every 6 hours, so it's tempting to do those radar tests every time they pop up. But again, patience and discipline. Day 2, you're not opening radar tasks, you're saving them for day 3. Okay, so that's first and foremost. The second major thing that's unique to day 2 is recruiting survivors. This is the only day of the week that you recruit survivors. Now, you will get a free recruit every 2 days, so I recommend using the free ones every 2 days because you can't stack free recruits. So if you wait 6 days, you don't get 3 free ones. You only get one free, and it only restarts that clock once you claim that free one. So you might as well just claim it. But the ones that require actual tickets, wait to use those tickets on this day, on day 2. Okay. And that's it. After day 2 is over, save them again for the following day 2. So that's simple enough. Another thing for day 2 that's not quite unique to day 2 are sending out trucks. And not just any truck. You want to send out only yellow trucks. You only want to send out yellow trucks only. And the way it works, and obviously I can't show you here because I've already done my trucks for the day, is that you will go to your truck search screen and go to the column that's, of course, it'll default to the other trucks, but then you go to your truck. Depending on how many squads you got, it'll have 3 to 4 slots. But you get up to 4 truck dispatches a day. I have 5 because I unlocked the mastery, but everyone that doesn't have that mastery unlocked, you can do up to 4 trucks total. You can do them all at once if you have enough squads, or you can do it 2 at a time or 1 at a time if you have one strong squad to minimize it from being robbed. But you click on that plus icon, which will normally be green. It'll take you to the truck screen that shows you the type of truck that is available to be dispatched. If it's already legendary, go ahead and assign a squad you want to defend that and carry and transport it and send them away. But if it's not yellow, there is a dice icon. And again, I can't show you here, but it's a dice icon that you can kind of use to roll the dice to see if you can refresh it until a yellow one shows up. You get 1 free roll for all 4 slots. All right. But then if you have to keep re-rolling, it's going to cost you a trade contract to do so. So you use that here. I got 19 of them, but you'll see that icon. You would just use that to re-roll, and your objective is to get all of them. If you run out of these contracts, they cost 100 diamonds to use, but you can earn more of these free in the game by secret tasks, opening up all those boxes from the daily verses. That's how you get these trade contacts too. So that's another reason why you want to open up all those boxes to get more of these. Okay, so that's how you do it there. And then for every truck you dispatch, you get 200,000 points. So if you dispatch all 4 of your trucks, 5 for me, but for most of you 4, that's 800,000 points. You've already opened up your first 3 boxes for your daily objective. Another thing for day 2 is legendary secret tasks. It's very similar to the trucks, is that you want to do all yellow. So on other days out of the week, it doesn't matter. So as you can see, this was the crop of tasks that I had for yesterday that started last night. I happened to be lucky to get 1 gold, but the rest of them were either purple or blue. But in order to make them, like let's say this was day 2 and I haven't started these tasks yet. What you would do is take the one that's already gold, you hit select, and then you would select the troop that you want to deploy. You can do an auto deploy, or if you have that unlocked, where you just manually select the troops that you want to carry out that mission. So then that's out the screen. Then you'll be left with the remaining 6 or 5, however many slots you got. In order for you to make these gold, you will have to hit the refresh icon at the bottom. These are your secret task refreshes. All right. Once you get another gold pop up, go ahead and dispatch your troops for that task, and then you'll be left with, then you might be left with just 4 left. Then you just keep refreshing until eventually all of these are yellow. If you run out of these, they do cost 100 diamonds to get more of those, but you can earn more of these by either assisting with alliance tasks. You get 5 assists per day, And ideally, you want to assist tasks that are legendary or yellow because you get more of these boxes. Because more of these boxes give you a chance to get more secret tasks and those those secret contracts I talked about. Also, you get them by looting other people, and I can make a separate video of that. But when you loot people, you just search the map to see if there's something to loot. Like this is one you can loot there, but it hasn't been performed yet. Here's one. This one you can loot. You just click on it, but you ideally want to loot someone that has a yellow secret task. This one is blue, so this is not one that I would recommend. But if this is all you had left to pick from, one box is better than zero. So you'll have a chance to get more secret tasks for later refreshes down the road. So that's a little mini lesson there on how to do secret tasks. But I'll do a full video dedicated to that later. But by deploying secret tasks of your own that are all legendary, each legendary task is 150,000 points. And I believe everyone can do at least 6. So that's 900,000. So between the trucks and the secret tasks alone, that's nearly 2 million points just by doing those things. So that's what's unique to day 2 besides the survivors. Another thing for day 2 is your construction. So you notice I got a lot of buildings that have been finished, but I haven't opened them yet because on day 2 you get credit for buildings that are open. So you also get credit for using speed ups to accelerate. So if you use like this, for example, if I were to use speed ups on day 2, I would get credit for every minute of speed up that is used. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and start another building here to prepare for that day. But I don't have enough resources, so I'm dirt poor right now. But because right now I have an open slot, but I can't use it because I don't have the resources. But as you can see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I got 9 buildings that are ready to be opened, but I'm waiting until day 2 to open them because you'll get points for opening that. All right, so that's simple enough. All right, but that's not unique to day 2, so you don't have to wait till day 2 to open. Like if you got certain stuff you have to upgrade at multiple levels, like the buildings I talked about that are mandatory to upgrade that I talked about in another video, you can go ahead and finish those. But if you capped out on them, just wait until day 2 to open them. Simple enough. So keep in mind, we saved radar tasks going into day 3. So once day 3 starts, guess what? You can click on your radar task. So another thing that's unique to day 3 is that there are drone skill chips, which I'll talk about in another video once we get to that day because they added this in the game last week and I did not know about it until after the fact. So this will be a learning opportunity for myself and for you guys when I get to that video. That's going to be a new objective to day 3. But a pre-existing objective that's been there for about a month now, it used to be merging drone components together, but now, like if you look at my previous video, it talks about drone component merging, but you can kind of discard that now. Now it's all about waiting to open up these chests on day 3. So right now I have a level 5, 2 level 4s, 9 level 3s, 16 level 2s, and level 1s. And these can be earned through various ways in the game. Of course, there are packages you can buy to get some of these, but a lot of this stuff you can earn by getting top MVP in the versus race for your alliance battle, or you can get them through certain events. You can get level 1s pretty easily by well, that building just finished, so I can't even matter of fact, I'm gonna complete this building because I need to keep reloading those. That's the one building. I don't know why I started on that building anyway. So because you can keep, because I think there's a cap on those. So that's the one exception I'm gonna do there. But that's what you want to do for that is wait to opening up those chests on that particular day. And once day 3 is over, wait until day 3 to reopen these again. So that's simple enough as well. So and then day 3 is also your research day. So if you saw the video I talked about the Valor badges, That's the day you want to use research tasks that involve valid badges if you have that mastery unlocked. If you don't have it unlocked, get there as soon as you can because you can get more points by doing so. And that's for the Alliance Duel, which certain objectives and it scales. This one is 750, but when you get to the earlier levels up here, it only costs like 50 valor badges or 100. So it's pretty easy to do a lot of these. You can speed up, use your first lady to make it to where it doesn't save yourself some time. And just like construction day, you get points for completed research tasks. So I got 2 research tasks currently in my queue that are set to be opened once day 3 starts. So I kind of purposely did it that way because, again, preparation is the prerequisite of success. So I'm just preparing for that particular day. All right, so again, day 3, you are doing your radar test. You are opening up these drone component chests. You are doing research, speed up, and construction, and you are using your drone skill points. So that is day 3. Day 4, which is our favorite day of the week. Again, first and foremost, priority of day 4 is to save your radar tasks that are still circulating throughout the day. Save them for day 5. So again, so day 2, day 4, and today, day 0, you're not using the radar tasks. So even numbered days, stay away from the radars. Odd numbered days, 1, 3, 5, okay to use your radars. Day 6, you can also use radars too, but day 0, do not use your radars. Okay, so simple enough. So day 4, save your radars. The rest of the day involves improving your squad. All right, so this is the day you want to use your XP points. All right, also your skill points. And also your your shards, your legendary shards, your epic shards for the purple ones, or the rare shards for the blue ones. That's the only way that these blue ones are useful for these guys. All right. Also, that's the only day of the week we're using recruiting tickets. So we talked about survivor tickets for day 2, but for day 4, recruiting tickets. So you want to use your recruiting tickets before you use your shards, just in case you get duplicates. I've done plenty of videos about day 4 because that's my favorite day of the week. So this is the only day of the week you want to use your recruit ticket. So if you save up your shards and your XP points, you should. Day 4, just like day 1 with the drone parts, is a day that you can easily open up all your boxes. Okay, so that's day 4. Day 5, we saved up our radar tasks. Now we can use them because it's an odd numbered day. But another thing for day 5 is your training day. That's when you train your units, but it requires preparation ahead of time. So right now, I'm still recovering all my troops from this tenuous war because my battlegrounds were much bigger than this before, but it's like less than 25% full at the moment. But as the week progresses, I'm going to keep continuing to dispatch units out. And depending on your barracks level, my lowest level barracks is level 18. Yours might be lower than that. But whatever your lowest barracks is, and I talk about this in great detail in that video, you only, like, if your lowest barracks can train level 6 units, that means the whole week you want to only train level 5 units on all of your barracks. So on this barracks, even though it's higher, I'm still training level 5 troops. And this one, even though it's higher, I'm only training level 5 groups. So the purpose is that on day 5, your lowest barracks, you're upgrading all level 5 troops. And for example, I'm going to be upgrading all my level 5 troops to level 6 in this particular barracks. So it's going to be requiring a lot of speed ups I'm going to be using, and that's going to add up points because you do get credit for using speed ups on that day of all types except for healing. And then once all my level 5s are converted to level 6s, I'm going to use my level 7 barracks to upgrade my level 6s to level 7s. And then once that's done, I'm going to upgrade my level 7s to level 8s in this barracks. And for the time being, I can also do it in this barracks too. But I am working on having this barracks eventually be level 27 because once my HQ is at 27, which I'm far from doing so because I'm low on resources. But once you upgrade, once I eventually upgrade this to level 27, then I'll use this barracks to upgrade all my level 8s to level 9. So you have like a nice little stacking system set up where you can get a whole lot of points. Because when I used this on day 5 last week, I had 15 million points almost off of stacking alone. So you can gain a lot of points by doing that, your radar tasks, and also speed ups of all types. And you also get credit for finishing buildings on that day too, as well as research tasks. So they're both. So if you have research tasks that you started towards the end of day 2, you can start like the bigger buildings that you can set to be open on day 5. And then for research tasks, you can start your bigger research tasks at the end of day 3 that are set to be open on day 5. So you can get maximum credit for those. Kind of like the same thing that we did when we're gathering resources on day 0 to be open on day 1. So it's all about preparation once again. So it's again, common theme here. So day 5, we trained all of our troops to be at maximum level for our barracks. So I'll have a much fuller squad of nothing but level 8 troops by the time day 5 is over. And then that leads us to day 6, which is enemy buster day. So that is the day where you'll have a chance to go to the whatever opponent that you're going against. You go to their server and you basically take them out. You just fight and fight until you can't fight no more. Fight was within your difficulty. Some people may have units up on their wall. If they do, great. That it's gonna cost you more healing units wise, but guess what? You get credit for using healing speed ups too. But the key thing on that day is that for your wall, if you have never looked at your wall, you might have these check marks already clicked by default. On that day though, do not have any units up because you're going to cost yourself a lot of troops and a lot of resources if you have that box checked. So make sure these boxes are unchecked on day 6, but really it shouldn't be any day you should have those checked at all. On certain days there might be certain tactics on certain events that it's good to have those up, but in general you don't want to have troops up. Also, just like I said, what I'm doing right now, mining these resources, that is something that you don't want to do on day 6 because you can be an easy target for someone. They can just attack you on this plot and they get credit for killing your troops, and that's pretty expensive. So do not have troops out mining on day 6. If you can do it any other day of the week, but don't do it on that day. Also, if you're not gonna fight, use your shields. You can either use 8-hour shields or 24-hour shields if you don't want to fight that whole day. But if you're gonna be fighting periodically, make sure you use your 8-hour shields wisely, especially when you're away from the game for a period of time or if you're asleep. But keep in mind, if you are fighting, and I'm gonna use this for an example because whenever you scout or fight or attack someone, this icon will show up called War Fever. So during this period, shields will be disabled. So you won't be able to shield up while that timer is going on. So you'll have 15 minutes. You have to, if you do fight and you plan on shielding once you're away from the game, make sure you wait 15 minutes. So if you have to plan your schedule accordingly to make sure that you're able to, if you're going to stop fighting for sure, hide somewhere on the map using like a random, you can use a random teleporter, like these teleporters that have this question mark. Just hide somewhere on the map, or you can use your free teleport on that attack day to manually place yourself somewhere that's secluded, and then wait for that 15 minutes to expire so that way the enemy doesn't find you, and then you can shield up and place yourself in the alliance. All right, so that's if you're not fighting at all. But I recommend doing some level of fighting because, again, there is Warzone Duel. We talked about the rewards that are up for grabs for that. So I only recommend doing a 24-hour shield on Enemy Buster Day on a non-Warzone Duel if you're just totally not going to be on the game, because the rewards from participating in Capital War are too good for you to just use a 24-hour shield the whole time. So again, so that's pretty straightforward for day 6. You just attack, 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 use speed ups. Now you do not get credit for finishing buildings on day 6. So on day 6, you can finish up any of the buildings you haven't finished up, but do not open that gift. You can just wait until day 2 the following week to do so. And then of course, day 6, just like day 2, you also get credit for the using the yellow trucks that you go out and deploy yourself, and also the yellow task that you go out to deploy yourself. You don't get any credit for robbing someone that has a yellow task or a yellow truck. You get credit for dispatching yellow trucks and tasks. So that's probably where the confusion lies with some people. So you have to make sure that you don't pass up on those free 2 million points just by doing the basic stuff. So that is the preparation that you do days 1 through day 0 through day 6 to maximize. If I missed anything, let me know. One thing I did not mention is that each day of the week you do get credit for buying stuff. Again, you don't have to buy anything, but if you do buy stuff, buy it on days you feel that you may not have maximum points. But again, I'm not encouraging anyone to spend money. I will have a video for those that if you are looking to spend money, to what you can best spend it on. So I think that's important too, to make sure that you're not just welling out on the game. But if you have the money, I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna pocket watch you either. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed that video. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Hopefully this one does post with audio, but I hope you have a great day.